Hey, Barnes, I think I'm going to do something here right now that's going to make you like actor Glenn Powell.
Make me like him? I don't really dislike him.
I think this will be more endearing to Barnes.
What you got?
I got a couple of quickies. Okay. A new remake, because here we go with remakes, of the 1987 Stephen King movie gets a major update starring Glenn Powell. Do you remember the movie The Running Man?
Yes.
Big movie, remake. It is going to start filming this fall, 2025 release with, of course, Glenn Powell. Now, those of you that don't remember, it was a Stephen King went by the pseudonym Richard Bachman from a 1982 novel, first adapted into a film in 1987 with Arnold Schwarzenegger as a wrongfully convicted man who must survive a brutal government run game. That was a good movie.
How does this dude get so much work? What is it? What's the appeal?
I think when somebody, has a couple of hits and then all of a sudden he's a good guy, all of a sudden you're in the machine. But here's the other story that I wanted to mention that I think will inch towards you thinking this is a cool guy. His parents have made cameos in all of his movies, including Twisters.
I didn't know that, but that is cool.
Yeah, dating back to Spy Kids 3, they've had cameos in every single movie.
I love that.
I think, which is cool. Here's the one that will be the kicker, Barnes. I think, with Glenn Powell and you. You know he attended the University of Texas for a year?
No.
Before he moved to L.A. in 2008 at his agent's suggestion. You ready for this? This fall, he'll attend classes via Zoom from the London set of The Running Man. He wants to get his degree.
You didn't even have to. You just wasted all that air out of yourself. All you had to say is he went to University of Texas.
See, I know. I was saving it though.
You just completely changed. I mean, I didn't dislike him, but now I'm all about Glenn Powell. Let's get him on.
I'm wondering if you'll run into him in Austin at a game.
Maybe he's probably down there with McConaughey on the field. But now that the Texas Longhorns are in the SEC, all my people are going to be within like an hour of me. I can't wait.
Nicolas Cage has been on a roll. He says he won't play, though, another serial killer after Long Legs. That movie is quietly a big hit. Have you seen that?
I have not seen it, but I've seen that it's out.
Yeah, he says he dislikes portraying serial killers and individuals who cause harm. And, of course, the movie's doing really well. And guess what? In Long Legs, he plays a serial killer. So, he's learned his lesson. Man, that guy's on a major comeback role.
Are you talking about Cage?
Yeah, Nicolas Cage. He's been in all these movies that have been major hits. Good for him. Hey, I like when exes kind of support each other. I don't know if you saw this, but Common has been dating Jennifer Hudson. And he made an appearance on The Breakfast Club. And he said, you know what? I'm in love. And she said, Tiffany Haddish, who dated him, I hope they actually get married. Good for them. Exes supporting each other.
My mind went sideways for a second. That's why I went.
What,
I thought you said
about Common and Jennifer Hudson?
I heard Kate Hudson. In my head, I'm like, hold on. Now she's with Common? It was just the visual of that. I was like, okay, you go, girl. Because she's with all these rock stars. And then all of a sudden, Common? But my bad.
All right, the Russo brothers back in action in early talks for directing Avengers 5 and Avengers 6. Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, they're in discussions to lead the next installment in the Avengers series. For all you Avengers fans out there, man, I've got remakes, sequels. It is unbelievable. I got another one for you. Do you remember the iconic thriller Heat?
Yeah, long movie.
Michael Mann, guess what? There is a long-awaited sequel called Heat 2. Following the success of Michael Mann's recent sports biopic, Ferrari, which I loved. I don't know if you've seen that or not. But anyway, it's going to dive back into the characters' backgrounds for Heat 2. Man, who's coming back for that?
I don't know. That could be huge. That was a great movie.
I want to talk about what happened to... I don't really know who he is because, I'm not a sports fan. But I saw this story, and it made me so angry about Terrell Davis.
Oh, that's the worst story ever.
NFL icon Terrell Davis called out on a United Airlines flight for a traumatizing and disgusting experience with a flight attendant Quote, I calmly reached behind me and lightly tapped his arm, to get his attention to again ask for a cup of ice for my son. His response and the events that followed should stun all of us. The flight attendant was like, don't hit me. And they hurriedly left the car, walked away. And he was like, man, I was confused, as were the passengers in front of me who witnessed all of this. I thought nothing of it than this, employee was just rude, right? Well, guess what? When the plane landed in Orange County, 6 FBI and law enforcement agents boarded the plane, handcuffed him without explanation in front of his wife and kids, and paraded him off. Can you imagine the humiliation?
Yeah, I saw him on Good Morning America telling the story, and there were witnesses also that saw him just tap, because the guy leading up to it, the attendant was like slamming drinks down on their tray, like just being a total jerk. I don't know what their problem was, but that person's been suspended, I believe, while they investigate. But that's a bit excessive. Had all these FBI agents, and they had no idea what was happening. They walk in the door, and they just come up to him without saying anything and handcuff him as he's seated.
Yes, he's basically saying, I cannot unsee this. And I believe he is considering some sort of lawsuit. Now, of course, United has issued a statement apologizing and saying it's clearly not the kind of travel experience we strive to provide. But I think we're going to hear more to this story.
I was more concerned to see that like a multiple Super Bowl Hall of Fame guy was flying a coach.
Oh, I figured you were.
Maybe that's why they handcuffed him so fast. You broke the law. What are you doing back here? Yeah, that was just an ugly, ugly story.
That's your Celebrity Sleaze.